Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial for national defense, the newly updated Essential Cybersecurity Controls Framework, better known as ECC 2024. We're going to break down this regulatory mandate step by step so you know exactly what the expectations are to keep systems locked down and secure. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap. We'll start with the 2024 ECC update, move into the core objectives and pillars, outline the 4 main domains, and finish up with structure and compliance. Section 1, the 2024 ECC update. So it all starts with the National Cybersecurity Authority, or the NCA. These are the folks carrying the immense mandate of protecting national information and technology assets. And, they don't just sit around suggesting best practices. They actively analyze previous incidents, study international frameworks, and then establish the absolute baseline requirements that national entities literally have to follow to keep their networks and data safe. Now, let's be clear about what we're defending against. The framework exists to prevent cyber attacks, which are defined as the intentional exploitation of computer systems, networks, and entities whose work depends on digital ICT in order to cause damage. We are not talking about someone accidentally tripping over a server wire here. We're talking about targeted, deliberate attempts to sabotage national capacities. That is the exact threat the ECC is built to neutralize. And because that threat landscape is basically shifting under our feet every day, the framework has to shift with it. The NCA doesn't just write these rules and forget about them. Actually, scratch that. They actively mandate periodic reviews. Back in 2018, we had ECC-1, which laid down the foundational minimum requirements. But attackers adapt, right? So the NCA reviews those industry shifts, which brings us directly to the updated, summarized standard we're focusing on today, ECC 2024. Section 2, Core Objectives and Pillars. If we cut through all the technical jargon for a second, minimizing cyber threats completely revolves around the classic CIA triad. Every single thing the NCA mandates is designed to protect these 3 core elements. You've got confidentiality, ensuring only authorized people can see the data, integrity, making sure that data hasn't been tampered with, and availability, basically guaranteeing your systems are actually up and running when you need them. But how do you actually guarantee confidentiality, integrity, and availability? You can't just buy a fancy firewall and call it a day. The ECC relies on 4 main pillars to build a comprehensive defense. First, strategy, having a plan aligned with regulations. Second, people. Your staff needs the right awareness and roles. Third, process, clear, documented procedures. And fourth, technology. Notice how technology is just one piece of the puzzle here? To ensure nothing is left vulnerable, an entity really has to harmonize its strategy, its workforce, its operations, and its tech. Section 3, the 4 main domains. Think of these as the 4 main buckets where every single requirement in the framework lives. First up is cybersecurity governance. This is where you set the rules and oversight. Then, cybersecurity defense, your active protection mechanisms. Next is cybersecurity resilience, basically how well you can withstand and recover from an attack. And finally, third-party and cloud computing cybersecurity, which is all about ensuring your external vendors don't accidentally become your weakest link. Let's talk scale for a minute. Those 4 main domains we just looked at, they break down into 28 specific cybersecurity subdomains. Things get highly categorized here. For instance, under governance, you've got subdomains dedicated entirely to things like cybersecurity strategy, risk management, and project management. But wait, it gets even more granular. Within those 28 subdomains lie 108 cybersecurity main controls. This is where the specific objectives are really laid out. For example, Main Control 1111 specifically dictates that your cybersecurity strategy has to be documented, approved, and supported by the authorized official. There are 108 of these foundational directives. And to top it off, we have 92 cybersecurity subcontrols. These give you even more specific, targeted requirements tucked under those main controls. When you step back and look at the whole shebang, 4 domains, 28 subdomains, 108 main controls, and 92 subcontrols, it's a real game changer. It proves just how incredibly comprehensive this 2024 update is. They literally leave no stone unturned. Section 4, Structure and Compliance. So, what's the actual enforcement like? Well, the NCA incorporates High Order No. 57231 directly into the ECC document. It states all government agencies must raise the level of their cybersecurity to protect their electronic networks, systems, and data, and to abide by the NCA's policies, frameworks, standards, controls, and guidelines in this regard. This isn't just a polite suggestion, it's a strict legal mandate to protect the digital ecosystem. Now, what I really love here is that the NCAA doesn't just dump a massive PDF on your desk and say, good luck. To actually operationalize this mandate, they issue the ECC 2024 Assessment and Compliance Tool. It gives organizations a highly structured way to self-evaluate, track their progress, and definitively prove they're implementing those hundreds of controls we talked about. Which brings us to the big question. The ECC-2 2024 update is incredibly comprehensive. And compliance is a mandatory, ongoing process, not just a one-and-done checklist. It's an organizational imperative now. So take a hard look at your own posture. Are your strategy, people, processes, and technology truly aligned to withstand tomorrow's deliberate cyber threats? It might be time to seriously evaluate your readiness. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and keep learning.